Guys, welcome again to another episode of Pinoy in Australia. So what we have today is a knocking sound of Toyota Highlander or Toyota Kluger. So the issue is the knocking is coming from the left hand side corner of the dashboard. Turn mo nga. So it's coming from the corner of the dashboard. So I will try to show you guys. I hope the camera will able to record it, guys. So once we have able to record the knocking sound, we will check where it's coming from, whether it's coming from the left hand front suspension. I hope guys the camera can pick up the noise, guys. Hear that one, guys? That's the noise, guys. So now we had able to record the noise. I hope the camera had able to pick up the noise. We will start pulling it apart. We will go back now to my place. That's the noise, guys. That's very loud. So I'm suspecting that there is a problem with the upper suspension shock strut. So the strut must be worn out. So the strut is located on the top of the shock absorber. Wake up. Okay guys, this is our problem, guys. See this bolt, guys? This is the strut of the shock absorber. So as you can see, the bolt is no longer in the center. So this one is hitting on this portion. See those hit mark? So that's the one causing the loud noise, the tok 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 tok. So we need to replace this one. We need to pull out the whole shock absorber. So we're going to remove the tires. And I'm going to show you the good one on the other side. So this one is still good, guys. As you can see, the bolt is still in the middle of the strut. This is our strut. So but there is also some sign that this portion is starting to become defective. So there's a little bit crack there. So right now I'm just going to replace the left hand side because that's the only parts that I have bought, and that's the only one that making a noise. This one on the right hand side, this one is not haven't making any noise yet. So I'm going to replace the left hand side. So in order to access this, guys, we need to remove the cowl here. So you need to press those clips on this area. So see those square hole. Those are the thing that holding the cowl, and some clips here. There are clips in the here, there, and also on the same. Okay, guys. These are the locking mechanism of this cowl, guys. That's the one that goes inside the hole, square hole, a rectangular hole. So you need to press that hook there to release the cowl from the mounting on the body of the vehicle. So there are around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are around 8 locking mechanism, guys. Okay, guys, before you dismantle this one on the vehicle, just to make sure you won't have any accident, or this one will not accidentally come up. Because as you can see, this one is already worn out, and it depends how long you've been letting this thing happening to your vehicle. So if the longer you let this thing happening to your vehicle, the more damage it gives to the rubber inside. So the more get the damage in that area, the more have the chance that this spring will pop out from this thing, and it can kill you guys. So to prevent that thing or that scenario to happen, make sure that before you remove this one, attach the spring compressor before you remove this one. So once you attach the spring compressor, so the way how this thing works, once you tighten this bolt, it will squeeze the spring. It will squeeze, guys. So when you tighten one, squeeze. So there are two of them. Okay. So once you compress this one, you really don't need to squeeze it very much. All you need to do is just make sure that this arm is attached like that. That if ever something happen, still the spring will not jump out from the housing. So once you bring this one out, you can properly squeeze this thing. Remove this one and squeeze, reposition the arm of the compressor, and evaluate the condition of this one. Whether if you remove this one, it will not pop up. But if you think there's a big chance that it will pop up from the housing, you need another compressor. So in my case, just to make sure, what I did is I use 3 compressor of the spring. So before adjusting this one to another level to compress it properly, I use another one to support the thing, to support the holder, so the compressor. So what happened to this strut, guys? See this one, guys? This one is moving. This portion and this housing supposed to be in one piece. So because of the wear and tear that's happening to the component of the vehicle, this rubber will separate from this housing. So that's what happened here. The inner portion, the rubber, separated from this housing. So as you can see, this one, the new one is centered on the shafting. So this one is no longer holding on the housing. So what happened is, when the vehicle runs, because this one is already shaking, it's already come up, this bolt is hitting this portion, and that's the one causing the knocking sound. So every time you hit a bump, tok 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 tok. See the worn part? That's the worn part. It's supposed to be like this. So one of the corner of the nut, see that portion there is already deformed. That's the one rubbing on this portion. But still, I use the reuse the nut. That's fine, guys. The nut still functional. And I also replace this one, guys. So this boat will give extra mileage to the life of the shock absorber. Once this one is worn out and you didn't replace this one, what happened is there will be a premature damage to the shock absorber, because this boat, this is the one protecting the shaft from contamination, especially if you do off-road adventure. Because once the contaminants, the dirt goes on that shafting, there's an oil seal here that seal the oil to come out from the shafting. Once this one is broken, the dirt that will go inside will damage the oil seal there. So once you did this kind of repair, make sure that you replace this one, the bolt, you replace this one, and you also replace the bearing. So this bearing is making the turning of the lower part of the shock smoothly, because every time you turn the steering wheel, this portion of the shaft rotates, including the housing of the the shock absorber. This portion also rotate. So this portion is sitting in this area. So every time you turn it, this one rotates. And this portion and the shafting of the shock absorber, that is stationary, guys. It doesn't turn. So that's the purpose of this bearing, to make it this portion from here up to here to turn when every time you turn the steering wheel. So this is where the spindle or the wheel hub is, that the spindle, the steering knuckle attached here. So every time you turn the steering wheel, this one turns. So this whole thing turns except for this part of the shock. This is stationary. So when you go into service this one in this particular model Toyota Highlander, or this is Toyota Kluger here in Australia, there's 3 bolts that you need to remove. This one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. So let's go to the vehicle and let me show you where it's attached. So these 3 bolts here, guys, it attached here. So there is 3 nuts, and this one, guys, is attached here. Okay, guys, this portion is attached here. So every time you turn this the steering wheel, this one rotate. So this lower portion of this portion of the shock turns every time you turn the steering wheel. So this one turns, this one turns. But the one, the top in the bottom, that is stationary. That is bolted on the top of the body of the vehicle. There's 3 bolts there. Then once you install this one, you need to dismantle this one. But during that time, it's much easier if you're going to reinstall the shock. The compressor is no longer attached there. Much easier, guys, because this one is sometimes hitting the body, and it's much easier to put this one in if you remove this tie rod end. So I'm going to remove this tie rod end so I can easily install this one. So I have managed to remove the shock without removing this one, because I had compressed the spring of the shock absorber. But once you install the shock absorber without the compressor, you won't be able to install it without removing this tie rod end. So I can remove this tie rod end because without damaging it, because I have a tie rod ball joint remover. So it squeezes the thing and it just pop out. Without you don't need to use hammer to separate the ball joint from the this spindle assembly. So steering knuckle, you can remove this tie rod end without hitting the steering knuckle. So I'm going to show you the tools that I'm going to use to remove the ball joint. So you need this one to separate the ball joint without damaging the ball joint. So this is the tools, guys. And another one thing, guys, let's go here. Once you reassemble this one, there is a marker there, guys. You can see here, there's an arrow there, and it says out. So that arrow and out supposed to be aligned in the center of this mounting of the steering knuckle of the spindle. So supposed to be aligned straight. And see this portion of the shock, that one, the end of the shock, it's a shock spring, such that the end of the shock spring is supposed to be sitting here. Make sure that it's sitting there. Okay guys, I'm going to reinstall this one back guys, and see you on the road test. Okay guys, we are road testing the vehicle right now to confirm the fix guys. I'm sure 100% our problem is now fixed. No more knocking. So we've been hitting heaps of bumps guys, and we cannot hear any knocking noise. This is the same location of the camera when we first road test the vehicle, where you can hear in the video the knocking noise. So right now no more knocking noise. Guys, no more knocking noise guys, so our problem is fixed. Okay guys, right now so many bump guys, we cannot hear any knocking sound guys. We've been hitting multiple bumps guys. So that's how you diagnose this thing guys. You can hear the noise on the left hand side corner of the windscreen or on the dashboard, because that's where the strut is connected on the top of the near the fender, left hand fender. So if you have problem on the right hand side, same thing on the right hand corner of the windscreen or near the end of the right hand of the dashboard. Because now, okay guys, our problem is fixed guys. Okay guys, if you like this video guys and you want more video like this guys, please consider subscribing to our channel guys. Please press that subscribe button. Please press the like button. Please press the notification bell so you will be notified every time I upload a video. Okay guys, see you on the future video. Ciao, bye bye.